Anyway, it's time for another video filled with facts for people to deny, as always, because the mainstream narrative tells you it's not true, so don't believe your lying eyes, believe the media and the school system. Yes, believe that, not your own fucking eyeballs. Okay, we've talked about trans people on this channel quite a few times. I'm going to be highlighting 3 in particular. In this video, I talk about Pride Month and the truth about Pride Month, what it's really about, what people really do, and such like that. And then I also combine at the end some further information about trans people, not just Pride Month, and also trans regret. This was the original video, Truth About Transgenderism, Transition Regret, as well as information on the documentary, What is a Woman? And then finally, another video that you really should check out is Pedophilia is Becoming Normalized. Anybody with even a... I used to say half a brain, but I'm going to go with quarter this time. If you have even a quarter of a brain, you know that pedophilia is becoming heavily pushed and normalized. There are videos literally all over the internet, so how people don't know about them is shocking. But there are videos covered on the internet of children at drag shows, twerking, stripping, well, not stripping, but like doing like striptease dances, and there's adults throwing dollar bills at them. I literally show some of them in the fucking video, and people still deny that it's happening. Children are being pushed to be sexualized, children are being pushed to be trans, to be drag, to do all kinds of fucked up shit. Anyway, if you still don't think these things are true, I honestly don't even know how you get up in the morning and put on your clothes or brush your teeth. Point is, though, we're going to be pushing this a little bit further because of a recent bill that came out that is not surprising to anybody if you have even opened your eyes to blink in the last 8 years, maybe even 9 years. A California, obviously, bill would punish parents who don't affirm their child's gender identity. Now, one of the things that they are pushing... Oh my god, I actually forgot to reference one of my videos. More videos I've made where I talk about something similar is the Don't Say Gay bill. It's not actually Don't Say Gay. It's literally a bill that says you cannot teach sex and gender transitioning to kids under like fucking 7 years old, because that's called pedophilia. And then all of the SJW pedo pieces of shit were saying, oh, if you don't want us to teach this to children, you're the problem. You're a hateful conservative for not wanting to abuse kids. Fuck you. Anyway, so I cover it in this video. I also covered it in this fucking video where I talked about how they were trying to teach LGBT lessons to 5-year-olds. It's literally on video. This is only one video of hundreds. Trust me, there are hundreds of these. It's not just one isolated incident. As the deniers will say, this is a real thing, it is a common thing, it is happening. Anyway, the point is, we've seen this for a long time, okay? That's the fucking point I'm trying to make. It's not shocking to anybody who's done an ounce of research and has watched those 5 videos of mine. Now, before you read it, let's talk about why they're actually doing this. We know, because I've proven it, that transition regret is extremely high. 87% of all trans people regret it and try to detransition, or at the very least want to detransition if they're not able to afford to actually do it. We've also proven, and so did the What is a Woman documentary prove, that the reason why they are so hardcore pushing transition surgeries on young children, or just pushing it in general, is because they make money. I think they make over $100,000 per surgery in pharmaceutical payments every time they do a surgery. This has nothing to do, and yes, there are people dumb enough who actually think this, so brace yourself for what I'm going to say, because there are people who actually believe this. Sorry. Okay. They're not doing it to help out trans people. Oh my god. Yes, there are actually people in the world who believe that pharmaceutical industries are doing all these surgeries because they genuinely care and want to help. Holy shit. Oh my god, that is so good. Oh man. So the actual reason is because they get money, and lots of it. But Sorry, I'm still thinking about that. Okay. So, the point is, why are they now punishing parents who don't abuse their kids? Because they're noticing that people, because of the truth coming out finally. Well, it came out a while ago. People are now noticing it. Now that people are noticing the truth, and there's so much trans regret going on and all that kind of stuff. Especially because before it was more of a fad than anything. They are now losing money because they're doing less transition surgeries. So now if a kid even just says, I like Barbie, time to chop that thing off, they're now going to abuse the kids and the parents for not immediately saying, okay, perfect, son, you like Barbie, that's it, that thing between your legs is coming off, we are going to buy you dresses, and you are now a girl. So, as we know, they are trying to teach this stuff to kids because they've literally been doing that for I don't know how fucking long now. That's what's been happening for the last few years. So the idea is, of course, kids are very easy to manipulate. They're very impressionable. That's literally why they do it to kids if you're not keeping up. And now if a kid even says, Mommy, I'm a girl, you have to immediately affirm it because the pharmaceutical industry needs your money! So let's read. A newly revised California bill would make parents' refusal to affirm a child's transgender identity grounds for denial of custody or visitation rights. Amazing. Legislation, which has already passed the state assembly, of course, would require any judge hearing a custody dispute over a trans-identifying child to favor a parent who affirms the kid's preferred gender. And again, let's just point out something that obviously nobody's going to talk about because it's a very valid factor. But they are never going to admit what is actually considered. What is considered that you are trans? Do you have to actually be diagnosed with dysphoria? Of course not. That doesn't matter. People's mental state, that doesn't fucking matter. What matters is if your son or daughter even just says they like girls or boys things. That's it. That's fucking it. And literally in my Pride Month video, I showed one example of many of an interview that Blair White did with a girl who regretted her transition, and she talked about how she went in for one consultation, and they immediately threw her on hormone blockers and all that shit. So anyway, they talk about here that if parents don't affirm it, they are harming the child's health, safety, and welfare, which is fucking amazing because it's been proven multiple times that actually affirming and pushing this transition stuff is literally the most harmful fucking thing ever. 87% of people regret transition. 87%. And those 87% of people have done irreversible damage to their physical bodies and their mental health. But that's okay, as long as the industry gets their money. So now let's read the bill itself. The bill, known as AB 957, is California Democrats, of course, latest move to enshrine left-wing gender ideology in law. State Senator Scott, who co-authored the measure along with Assemblywoman Lori, is simultaneously advancing a separate bill that would require foster parents to promise to affirm the gender identity of trans-identifying children. Oh my god, even if you adopt a child. I want to say again, for the stupid fucks out there, because I know a lot of you are thinking, but why aren't they specifying what's considered trans? That is the fucking point, you stupid people. If they leave it vague on purpose, it means more surgeries because they're easier to get if you're not being vague. If you are being vague with the rules, and if you threaten the parents into encouraging it, it makes it even fucking easier. They don't care about your actual mental health, your actual dysphoria. They just want you to get the surgeries. Okay? In 2022, Wiener introduced a first-in-the-nation law making California a haven for out-of-state minors to obtain sex changes treatment without parental consent. Now, I know that there are mostly stupid people in the world, but I want to ask you a question because I'm actually just curious as to what you'll say. I want to know what goes on in that brain of yours. You tell me. You tell me what is the benefit? Because we know we know the risks. Fuck that, right? Let's talk about the benefits. I want the uneducated people to tell me what is the benefit of encouraging a minor to get gender, sex, transition surgery, or even just a medication. I'm going to keep reading because if I actually wait for an answer, I'll be dead. Meanwhile, Texas Go Greg Abbott declared last year that helping kids get such treatments amounts to child abuse. Thank you! Of course, the brains come from Texas. The California bill does not define affirmation, of course, as I just explained, leaving it unclear if a parent would require to support a child's desire to socially transition or receive medical sex change treatments. Nor does the bill make distinction based on a child's age or mental health record. Of course not, because if they did, there wouldn't be as many surgeries. Wilson's spokesman disputed that the revised bill is significantly different than the previous version and noted that this one only relates to family law. It would not make paternal non-affirmation a crime. It's not saying affirmation is the most important factor or determining factor, but the spokesman, Taylor, said it's one of many factors that the judge should consider while working out a custody agreement. The bill easily cleared the Assembly in late March with the support of 51 Democrats. What a shock. Although 16 lawmakers refrained from voting, most of them Democrats. Duh. The updated version is slated for Senate committee hearing next week. Now, one more thing before we go for all the brain-dead people. But Matt, I'm sure this is just California. No, it's going to be countrywide and then worldwide. Okay? Just because it started in California doesn't mean it's not going to go to every other fucking state. Okay? We've already seen that 50 times. Do you know how many things in SJW culture started in California? Do you know? Pretty much everything. And yet all of those SJW things from last year, the year before, the year before, the year before, the year before, the year before are now countrywide and moving into other countries. So no, it's not just California. Okay. Stop abusing your kids. That'd be great. Thanks. Okay, bye.